Hello and welcome to Web Hack Wednesday. I'm Martin Beebe.
And I'm Martin Kern.
And today we are going to be speaking about bots again.
Bots, you love bots, don't you? They're your favourite thing in the whole world.
We showed bots a little bit before,
Yeah.
how you create your own.
Yeah.
What I wanted to show you now is how you can create one with practically no effort.
Sounds brilliant. Sign me off. I want one of these bots.
This is quite a good sort of idea if you just want to create a bot quickly, which is some... maybe to show someone in the business or whatever how
it's a show off bot, is it?
Show off,
is this an impress your boss bot? Impress your boss bot? Yeah.
I think it's good for a little proof of concept as to explain what a bot is, maybe in the context of your company.
Yeah.
So we're going to build one using a thing called the QandA Maker, which is a question and answer bot.
Yeah.
And the way that you do that is you use a pre-existing FAQ page.
Yeah.
Or it can be a Excel file or it's basically something which contains a key value pair of question and answer.
Okay.
And you upload it into the service, and then that service then makes it clever.
Yeah. So it kind of does magic. So this is
so a user can speak to it, ask not the same exact question, and it will just try and match one of the questions from its repertoire.
This is based on cognitive services.
It is a cognitive service, which it's using, and then we're also going to create the actual bot thing, which we're going to use. We're going to post in to actually host our bot for Facebook Messenger and stuff. And we're going to be using another service called Azure Functions.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
let's take a look.
Let's indeed. So if we go over to dev.bot framework, this stuff is the first portion of this is going to be the Q&A, or getting the question and answers portion of it. So you click on Learn More over here, and it's going to take you over to QandMaker.ai. And what we're going to do is create a new service.
Okay.
And we're going to call this one Brexit bot.
Brexit bot?
Yeah.
Is it going to tell us why we're Brexiting?
I don't want to get too...
we said we weren't going to do politics on the show, didn't we? So,
that ends now. No.
Really, we're going to start being political?
It's not particularly political.
Could you do a Trump bot? Is that a thing? No, that's not.
That is too political.
Yeah, okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to stay with the idea of, and the only reason I've done a Brexit bot is because there is a great FAQ page on the government website,
good, okay.
and I was trying to find a decent FAQ page.
So that's the only. So out of all of the things that government has FAQ on, the only good FAQ page is Brexit.
Well, there's loads actually. I'll tell you what, there's a great one from a company called Innocent, which I've built a Innocent drinks in the UK. They do incredible copy for their website. Yeah. So they've got an incredible FAQ page. They've got
a very good tone of voice, haven't they?
Yeah.
Marketeers would call that a tone
of voice. Yeah. So you in their FAQ, it's got stuff about their drinks which they sell, but it also has stuff like, can I borrow your car? And they have a funny answer to whether or not can you borrow their car.
Love that. I love a bit of
personality. Also, they've got a little bit of personality. If you ever phone up their customer helpline, they answer it, "Hello, banana phone," which I think is really good because they're a smoothie company.
Do they do that?
They mix
do they do that every time though?
Yes.
But doesn't that get... Yeah.
We'll try it. Should we try it? Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do
that
in a day.
So let's stick with Brexit. It's a nice, safe topic. We don't
it's a nice, safe topic.
Yeah.
Honestly, this isn't political. It's just purely...
Because it's got a good FAQ.
Yeah, a good FAQ.
Okay.
Right, so go over to the to this particular website, which is... Oh, the same thing. Let's try and FAQ Gov European. That'll do. That should get us there. FAQ on the UK's departure from the European Union.
Okay, right.
Copy that.
Seems to be quite serious all of a sudden.
It does, doesn't it? I need some answers, so this is going
to be... The only way we can possibly find this out is by having a bot.
So we've got the URL for that website. Yeah. We could just add in files if we don't have a URL, or you can start from scratch and add your own stuff in. But
so presumably there's some kind of schema if you were adding your own files.
It's just key value pairs. It's a question and answer.
Right. Okay.
And what it does is it breaks that website we're just on. It breaks that into the two columns which we've got. So now we've got in our data set, we've got the question on the left hand side, and then the answer on the right hand side. And you'll see that it's picked them up. It does a pretty good job of. I mean, it's only got 20 or so things there, but it's kind of got the idea. So I'm just going to save that. And you can go and edit this now, add your own questions and improve on it. But the cool thing is we can just go into test. What do you want to ask Brexit bot?
When will Brexit happen?
When will we leave...
Does it understand the term Brexit? Because that's obviously not the official term.
Okay. Will Brexit happen? The European Communities Acts will repeal on the day we leave the EU, meaning that the authority of the EU law in Britain will end. We'll convert the body of blah, 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 blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah, blah.
Seems roughly kind of right.
Seems legit.
And you'll see on the left-hand side, it gives you a selection of questions that you might be appropriate.
Yeah.
And so we could maybe, if that's not the right answer to that question,
So
we could choose some different ones.
this is you as a kind of bot designer, almost.
Bot designer,
tuning what happens.
What you're actually building is a service. We're not actually building a bot at the moment. We're building a service which will then become a bot.
A Brexit service.
Brexit.
Are we building a Brexit API? Is that what's
This
happening?
is ultimately
Oh
you
my
have a
gosh.
Brexit API.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the thing here, we can add alternative questions and so forth on here, or we can select from the pre-existing questions which are there. This is pretty good. It also does some pretty decent stuff, like the stuff on that page which you didn't know about, but it does a pretty good job using Bing Magic, Bing Voodoo.
Yeah.
So if I say, who is Boris? You might want to read about this here. UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson. Boris, by the way.
So what,
how did it do that?
What magic is this?
I've got no actual idea how it does that.
No.
That's not in the FAQ page. It must be doing
somehow it must be using the Bing APIs as well in some way. It's just magic.
I don't want to know how it does it. It just figures it out.
That's it.
When it uses that word, that means it's not in the FAQ.
So that's the don't know.
I'm figuring
somewhere in
something
the
else
code
out.
it says don't know, do something.
And what I found is that it's quite good at this. So even in the case where it doesn't know from your FAQs, it's trying its hardest to try and get you in the right place. So it's quite cool, I think, in the way that it's working. So it's giving you some information about Boris Johnson there. If you're not into British politics, Boris Johnson is the Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom.
Just search for him, you'll see all about.
Boris Johnson are stuck on a high wire. YouTube that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we've now got our bot, our API. So I'm going to go and publish that, and then this will take my source and editorial. This is stuff that I think I've added to there's the two things, the changes that I've made. And I say, I've reviewed my changes.
Okay, of course you have.
Yeah, and I publish. It says hang tight, and then it gives me.
Saying hang tight. I said that several times to you.
Is it?
Yeah, I just noticed that. Anyway, carry
Maybe
on.
their tone of voice
They've
is
got
all
a tone
cool,
of voice,
isn't
haven't
it?
they? Yeah, they've been there.
Success, your service has been deployed. What's next? Use the below HTTP request to build your bot. Learn here. At this point, we haven't got a bot. We've got an API. We could open up Postman. We could post to it.
Yeah.
Post a question to it, and we'd get the same responses that we just tested. But
so all we've seen at the moment is the QandA Maker API side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So an important point of here doesn't have to be a bot.
Yeah.
You could use this in other ways.
Maybe you could use this in your website.
You could build your own interface for this. It doesn't have to be a bot. Basically, we're storing key value pairs intelligently.
Could you somehow integrate this into MySpace?
Yes.
Good.
We're not going to go into how, but yes.
No,
yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
if we go back to the screen there, what I'm going to do now is go back to go back to the dev.bot framework.
Okay.
Here, and there's a whole thing which says go serverless, and this is the cool thing at the moment is to go serverless.
So this is so serverless is to web what Node.js is to. No, hold on. Serverless is to infrastructure what Node.js is to web.
Yeah, in that loads of people just say it, like to say it because do that in Node.
Or do that serverless. Just do it serverless.
Yeah, do it serverless. Probably want to do that serverless. Interestingly, serverless obviously still have servers involved, which I think is like
a bit of a con.
It is a bit of a con, but what the idea being is that if you create a serverless application, you're not thinking about anything to do with the server.
Yeah.
You're just writing code.
Yeah.
In Amazon terminology, that's a Lambda.
Okay. Yeah.
Function.
Yeah. What do we call it?
Function.
Brilliant.
It's called the Amazon service is called Lambda.
Yeah.
And in Azure world, it's called functions.
Okay, cool. I think we did in series 1. I think we covered functions, didn't we?
A little bit, yeah. What I'm going to show you here is they kind of have some pre-built functions for you for bots.
Right.
And one of them integrates with QandA Maker.
Oh my gosh!
So I know it's just the best, isn't it? And it actually integrates pretty nicely. So I'm going to learn more take me to this page. Start for free,
Yeah.
or already using Azure. Yes, I am. Try Azure Bot Service now.
Seasoned Azure campaigner by now.
I hate it when it takes me to the sales site.
I've got a joke coming up. Azurely, you're already using Azure.
Azurely, you're already using Azure. Yeah. Yep.
I'm here all week.
So that should have deep linked us. I always love this portal. The code name internally is the Ibiza portal.
Why is that? Why is it called that?
Because they like to party hard.
Okay, maybe.
But this is the Ibiza portal. So we're going to say we're going to give our app a name. So Brexit bot. I'm going to stick this on my.
Somebody's already got Brexit bot. Is that you?
Oh.
Is that you in a
No, it's not.
previous
It's
demo?
not. Maybe, I don't think so. I think this is the first time I've done this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to use an existing resource group that I have called Celia. You know why that is.
That's a different.
It's a whole different story. I'm going to put that dash on create it. And hopefully this will take a few seconds. And what this is doing is creating a bot service for me with Azure functions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just magic again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can do all of these steps yourself.
Yeah.
It's just that.
But why do it if you've
when
got
you can just do click
some
and clicking.
cloud magician to just... You can click a few buttons and it just wafts its cloud.
Well, I started, when I was doing this demo originally, I built the QandA Maker and then I built a bot which called the API.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that the functions already had a sort of template for this. So what was I doing?
Well, you've been crazy. Okay.
Yeah, let's go back and see if it's built. Oh, it's been built.
It's by magic.
Now, you know there's a bot framework website.
Yeah.
And I'd ordinarily have to go to the bot framework site, create a new bot, get the ID of it, and all that stuff. They've actually done a really good job here of integrating it.
Okay.
Create a Microsoft app ID and password for my bot. It's going to link me off to the website, the bot framework. Oh no, it's going to ask me to log in. martinbb@hotmail.com.
Don't read that. When you type your passwords, don't read that bit out.
Okay.
Because otherwise people know how to log into your live account.
I know how long my password is. Okay.
Hackers around the globe.
Yeah, just recognising the key press sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, Brexit.bb is the app name. It's got an app ID. I'm going to generate an app password. It's going to pop up a GUI with an app password. The only time it shows you it, you have to reset it. If you don't get it here, you have to reset it.
So get it whilst you can. Get them whilst they're hot.
And then you say finish and go back. And then you have to paste the password in here. And then you choose your language.
Right.
C# or Node.js. I'm going to choose C#.
Nice.
And then you get your framework, the sort of thing that you can change, the sort of samples that you could choose from.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Node.js has got the same, it's exactly the same things. So we've got C#. Weirdly, something just change.
Just the text, I think.
But like, is it the word sequence? A guided conversation using form flow. Oh, because they don't have form flow in Node.js, do they? It's not the same. The SDK for bot framework is slightly different, so they just have to adjust this text there. So the C# one, and I'll just say questions and answers.
Okay.
But there's other things like language understanding, basic. Ultimately, they're just templates. These things at the moment. So I'm going to say I want a question and answer template. Create. Ooh, look at this integration level. So it says
this is next level.
I can create a new knowledge base, but I've already created one. I actually built one for that, Innocent Smoothies, but never mind. Brexit bot. I'll choose that one. And click OK. And then that will go and create my bot service as a serverless bot function.
Serverless bot function calling a QandA
Maker API
based on the government website.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brexit bot in 7 or 8 minutes. This is 14 minutes. Generating a bot. This could take a few minutes, it does say.
Yay.
So now we have our bot built. And I'm not going to go into too much of what's going on. But basically, this when a request comes in to this service, it will pass over to what they call a dialogue. And this is where the sort of the magics of the application happens.
Yeah.
But by basics, if we can I not? Oh, never mind. But basically, if I go in here and ask the same questions now,
okay,
that's going to be a this is actually now a bot running in
And so
Azure
this
Functions.
could be published and exposed through Skype and
so
Facebook and all the rest of it. Yeah.
We'll look at that. So when will we leave? And we get the same response back. And you can see like the dialogue of what's happening inside your function and so forth. And you can dig into the code to actually how they've wired this stuff up. But it's kind of it's not what I'm looking at the moment. Will it be hard or soft?
Is that really?
I've got no idea. Oh, never mind. But actually, I'm glad that it didn't do a Bing search for that.
So am I. But for the people outside the UK, they might think that you were being slightly silly there. But those inside the UK know that those are terms used.
Hard Brexit, soft Brexit. Yeah. So
you can have a hard Brexit and a soft Brexit.
Yeah. But the FAQ on which way it's going to be.
They haven't used that terminology.
They don't want to destroy the negotiation position. So let's go back into here and look at. Once we've built this, we can edit the code live here. This is the same as any Azure function. You could build continuous integration here, which is possibly the way that most people work on these things.
Okay.
So what they do is they have a Git repository, which contains all this function logic. They edit that inside of an editor, and then they commit that, and it will then upload to the function.
Okay.
What's cool about this is you can edit this immediately in this browser, press save, and that's your function immediately will change.
And that's because it's serverless.
That's serverless. That's the Azure function. You're never having to deploy it to a server.
So the code here is the same code that you'd have with a sort of non-serverless node bot.
It's actually
or C# bot.
No, it's actually
slightly different.
It looks different to me.
Right.
I think they've updated this. I think they've done something with the SDK specifically because it's a lot cleaner, I'd say, than the SDK and C# that I last looked at.
Yeah.
And then we can click on Channels, Settings, and Publish.
Okay.
And we can set these things up. So we can we can set up Skype, Facebook, and then we can start talking to our bot through Skype and so forth. So to add this to Skype, for example, I would just click on Add to Skype, and then I could send this to my to anyone at the moment, and then they could add that to their Skype conversation.
That's cool.
So that's fundamentally how you build a QandA Maker API.
Yeah.
Connect it to an Azure serverless function.
Yeah.
Create a bot inside of the bot framework, all from just double tapping and clicking with zero code.
It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Please come back next week and we'll be talking about a new web topic. See you then.
Bye-bye.